In this video, I'm going to show you a short skill that makes your guitar playing so much easier, but nobody is born with this skill. It's something that you have to develop. If you're playing guitar a few weeks or a few months, you will find this quite difficult, and it will probably take 2 to 3 weeks to groove it down. Even though it looks very simple, I'm just doing it here, that's all. That simple little move that I did. But the truth is it actually takes 2 or 3 weeks to really groove that down. But it's in thousands upon thousands of chord changes. So you will see people who are playing guitar for years and their chord changes look like that. And you will see some people who are very well taught after a few months and their chord changes look incredibly accurate and efficient, even going into the bar chords, because they have this skill. So before we get any further, can you pick up your guitar? Also pick up a capo, and we'll put it on the first fret. It's just when you're working on a skill, it's so much easier, especially as a beginner, when you have a capo on the first fret. So we'll pause the video for a minute, get your guitar and capo, and we'll get straight to work. Great. I'm assuming that you know a C chord. Just in case you don't, can you place your thumb on top? And we keep our triangular space in here, which is very, very important. Every good player does that for open chords. First fingertip is on the second string, first fret. Second fingertip is fourth string, second fret. Third fingertip is fifth string, third fret. That's a C chord. And to work in chord changes well, you need to know your chords, first of all, off by heart. You will see most beginners are taught to change to G chord, then this type of a move. And then they're trying to get down to the D and they're doing this and this. But here I'm going to go C, G, D. It looks effortless, but I'm doing the 3 chords. From the C chord, can we take off our first fingertip so that we just have these 2 fingers on the guitar? And I want you to slowly move both fingers as a unit down one string, like I'm doing here, and you will find that if you're not playing guitar a long time, or if you haven't worked on this, your fingers will be jumping all over the place. They will try to go that way instead of this way, simply because that finger is longer than this one. So if I'm back at C chord, just taking that finger off, the exercise is to go down 1 or to go up 1. But the goal is to move the 2 fingers as a unit. If you're playing a short time, you've all this going on. We have to cut all of that out. And if you're doing that, your chord change, say you're going to D, is like this, with your little finger up in the air and then trying to get it back. It's a nightmare for beginners. Now, just not to drag it out too much, this is what you're going to make it actually easier for you. Let's get your first finger back onto the C position. And I'll break this into a smaller step to make it easier for you. From there, using this as a pivot finger, we're going to drop these 2 fingers down as a unit into the F major 7 chord, back up as a unit to the C chord. And this is used in so many thousands of, millions of songs, this change. Down to the F major 7, up to the C. If I speed it up, that's what I'm doing. So if you pause the video for a minute without going any further and try and get some little grip on this, it's much more difficult to do than I'm making it look here. So this is your goal. Even I would rather see you do this slowly rather than that kind of thing fast. We just have to reduce the unnecessary movement here just from this angle. You see it's not out here. Close. So now that's what's going to take a few weeks to practice. Or actually, that move will probably only take a day or 2. But it's when you take the finger off and you have no pivot finger. Coming up to G, these 2 fingers will come up. This one may release to mute the 5th string, but the little finger goes onto the 1st string. That's how you change to G, to that particular G from C. I know there's this G as well. It depends on the chord sequence, but very often you're going to get this. And coming down to D, then watch the way the 2 fingers move as a unit, down, and then the first finger comes in over it. So if I do that a bit quicker, that's how you change to D. Now it looks simple. There's at least 3 weeks work on this, because if you're learning guitar short time, watch this finger. This finger goes up in the air and goes down under the guitar, because nobody is working on your actual chord change and it's approaching from underneath. And if you're changing and your D is always late, which means it's going to jump up on that string and give you this horrible sound. So if you have the discipline to practice these two fingers down and eventually getting the tree down. Do you see the way the third finger is now going directly to where it's supposed to go? I'm making it look easy. I'll give you an exercise that will cover hundreds of chord changes in a second. And if you keep in mind that most people watching the video will not practice this, because I've been teaching guitar for decades and I can tell you that most people don't. If you're one of the few, you will get well above the crowd once you get this in. If I were you, I would start this at the bottom two strings like this, and I would work them up one step at a time. And then I would jump them down as a unit to the start and up. Now that's what will take you about 2 to 3 weeks or even a little bit longer. It looks easy, but watch, and that's it, but watch the way the fingers drop into the chords. And when you've got it, then you can remove the capo and it's much easier. So these fingers have locked on as a unit. In case you think it's still not important, watch how important this is when you come down the guitar. I'm in here to a bar chord. These two fingers are still in that same position. I'm doing an open type of polychord. They're still in the same position. I'm going right down here. There's 3 chords. 3 different chords in that position alone. Probably over 5,000 chord changes minimum, and probably a lot more than that across the guitar can be done without moving these fingers. And this is how it looks so easy, but it has to be learned. Even the best players have to actually learn this. The quickest way is to do the exercise. The harder way to learn it is to spend about 3 years practicing songs, and eventually the fingers do mold to the guitar neck. I hope this helps you. It is hard work, but there is no shortcuts to good chord changes. We have to consciously work at them. And the real secret to guitar is not the chords. Anyone can teach them themselves a chord. It's the way I'm coming into the chord. Do you see? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's how, do you see how I'm coming into the chord? Using that. I hope this helps, and let me know how you get on. And if you have any issues, just drop me a comment and I will help you with those issues. Thank you.